Greetings, fellow Americans. Welcome to Fireside Chat's State of Our Nation. I am your host, Susanna Tanner, candidate for Congress 2026 and President 2028. Oh boy. Today we're going to talk about some very serious situations unfolding right now. First, a massive wave of fires is burning across Washington state, creating an intense crisis. Governor Bob Ferguson declared a statewide state of emergency and burn ban, noting that communities are facing a severe threat with thousands of structures at risk. Right in the middle of this, Spokane has been dealing with the fast-moving Old Trails fire, which erupted, jumped the Spokane River, and raced into residential neighborhoods. I was talking to a good friend of mine who lives in Spokane, and they shared some incredible news. The Excelsior Youth Center on Indian Trail Road, a place I actually spent time at in 1990, was miraculously spared, even though the entire forest behind the facility was completely decimated. I am so glad, so grateful that everyone is safe. However, the overall destruction and strain across the region have been heavy. CREM 2 out of Spokane reports that over 600 structures have been destroyed across affected areas, and major infrastructure, including water reclamation facilities, a waste-to-energy plant, and the VA hospital, has faced mandatory evacuations. To bolster local crews, Governor Ferguson deployed 110 Washington National Guard members to assist on the fire lines, joining thousands of personnel stretched thin across the state. On top of that, the California Interagency Incident Management Team 7, the same team that helped fight the Palisades fire last year, has taken over leadership, treating all fires in Spokane County as a single cohesive unit. The good news amid all of this is that at this time, there have been no lives lost. So let's hope it stays that way. This brings up something critically important about fire safety and property management. If you regularly water your lawn and keep it green, your property and home are much less likely to catch fire, even when ashes are falling on the roof, because of the high moisture content in the ground. We need to address this proactively rather than just cutting off water use before fires break out, which only ends up drying out the soil and vegetation. Now, a crucial reminder: do not turn your home sprinklers or hoses on during an active fire. Doing so severely drains the municipal water pressure that firefighters desperately need on the front lines to stop the destruction. Property preparation needs to happen before these emergencies strike to protect homes, businesses, hospitals, and most importantly, lives. If you are anywhere near a fire zone, please pay close attention to evacuation orders. Level 1 means get ready. Level 2 means get set. And level 3 means go now and protect yourself. Looking at the bigger picture across the country, the numbers are staggering. According to the National Interagency Fire Center, over 45,000 fires have burned more than 5.2 million acres across the U.S. this year, exceeding the 10-year average for both fire count and acreage. Firefighters are currently working to suppress 99 large fires nationwide, including 18 new incidences reported just recently. Weather is a huge factor here. Recent dry lightning storms that swept up from Oregon started several fires in Washington, alongside others that may be man-made. This brings me to a bold idea for our nation. We need a massive coast-to-coast sprinkler and fire suppression system. Think about this. On the west coast here, we have a massive amount of ocean water right at our disposal. By building desalination and purification facilities, we could pump treated water through smaller pipes, no bigger than 12 inches, up into mountainous areas like the Cascades. This would give us an immediate water supply to eliminate fires when they first start, and drastically cut down on dangerous smoke pollution, and provide an incredible lifeline for firefighters. While it would take time and funding to build, starting sooner rather than later is essential, and the system could eventually be expanded further inland. Unfortunately, the current administration isn't implementing or funding these kinds of proactive measures, which means preparation and prevention are up to us. May all of us stay safe from these destructive fires. Now we're going to shift gears a little bit. Let's talk about an issue that has sparked serious backlash on the Wind River Indian Reservation in Wyoming. Following a viral sermon where Pastor Sarah Lucas of the Foundations for Nations Church characterized Native American traditions like the Sundance Ceremony and the sacred flat pipe as false idol worship, the community response was swift. This commentary reflects a deep ignorance of Native American culture and a disregard for the rich heritage and spiritual framework that indigenous tribes actively protect. The Northern Arapaho Business Council strongly protested, demanding the church vacate the reservation land. Furthermore, Eastern Shoshone leaders voiced their support, joining the call for the removal of the pastor and church. While the church has attempted to dig in, pointing to fee simple land ownership arguments within the exterior boundaries of the reservation, tribal councils maintain critical sovereign authority over community standards, land use, and accountability. Ignoring a united tribal government's directive only deepens historical wounds tied to forced assimilation. I have personally emailed the local Cowlitz tribe here in Washington State to see if they intend to stand in unity with the Northern Arapaho on this. As a candidate for both Congress and President, I stand firmly with the Northern Arapaho and Shoshone tribes against this egregious act of cultural suppression, and I ask all of you to stand with them in support of mutual respect, sovereignty, and dignity. I will be posting the letter, the email that I sent online here shortly after the end of this video. That is all I have for today. Thank you for your time, and may our path lead to peace and prosperity.